Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. This is going to be a group energy healing live stream where I am healing 130 people in 13 different countries, and you can watch and heal yourself as you watch if you wish. There's going to be an intro discussion time where I kind of overview some of the concepts that we'll be working today. And then there'll be the healing, which is the bulk of the live stream, where I'm healing people. And for the first minute, I won't talk, but then the rest of the time I talk and explain what I'm doing as I do it. There will not be a Q&A at the end of this live stream. When I'm done with the healing, I'll just wrap up the live stream within like 2 or 3 minutes. So again, there will not be a Q&A at the end of this live stream. If you have a burning question, you can post it under a video at any time, and when I have time, I will post a reply under the video to your comment. So I'm waiting for confirmation to see if people can see and hear me okay. Worst case, I'll watch myself on my cell phone to see if I can hear myself. Oh, good. There we go. Oh, good. Confirmation. Yay. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So I want to overview. So the theme, this is a set of 3 healings. This is the second in the set of 3 healings. So if you're healing yourself, you could do part of one of the healings. You could do a whole healing. You could do all 3. You're not going to mess yourself up if you don't do it all. But I, as the healer of the 130 people, will be doing it as a set of 3 healings, this being the second one. And the theme of these 3 healings is rest, relax, and enjoy. Not just like, say some people go on vacation. I tend to not do that because we have too many pets and not enough money. But I understand the concept of a vacation. I do staycations. But anyway, elevating the quality of your daily life is, I think, what really can make life a lot better versus, just saving the good stuff for like 1 week out of the year or a couple weeks out of the year, however much you can give yourself. So that's part of the concept we're working here with rest and relax and enjoy, is to elevate each day of your life. And try to get off the hamster wheel. Say you do have to do a lot of tasks, but there's probably underlying, angst and pressure that we could clear so that the tasks, you're more present for them. So rest and relax and enjoy is incremental. So you can actually have literal moments of rest, or, when you sleep, maybe it's more restful and deep. But it also just means in these little ways. The decision moments, can you decide? There are a lot of subconscious or conscious decision moments where if you cleared some baggage, you would choose a route that is less self-sacrificing, but still you're learning and evolving and doing what you need to do. So it's kind of like self-nurturing is worked into the theme just by default. But and the biggest thing, I think, there were a couple actual helpful elements in the last healing. Expand your comfort zone, crossroads, melting baggage that affects your decisions at different crossroads, clearing underlying tension that affects you, whether you're trying to be productive or you're trying to rest and relax, and also walled off parts of you, healing parts of you that you've walled off, either in this life or past lives. So you are actually not so aware of these parts of you. And so you heal the walled off part, and then you melt away the wall and you get your energy back. And that that was the most consequential, although for different people, you know, as I read the surveys, I could tell that some of these other things that I just mentioned did play a significant role as well. So it was a good healing, you know, pat myself on the back. No, I don't mean it that way. I'm trying to teach the value of the different techniques so that you can use your intuition and figure out which ones you want to repeat on your own. But anyway, so as I was looking at survey replies, and thank you very much for your candid survey responses, I realized that there's an even deeper level that we can go to with this, to help people with this theme of rest, relax, and enjoy, because sometimes you feel like you're so off track that rest, relax, and enjoy is kind of not the point. It's almost like too frivolous. And what you're missing is more fundamental. Like maybe you realize, like, I don't know who I am without, you know, these people in my life. Like, who am I? What do I want? Or maybe you have some people in your life that are really immensely controlling, either in an, you know, in an overtly abusive way, or maybe actually through giving. You know, a lot of givers actually can be very controlling, and so it seems like you should be, you know, so flattered that these people are giving to you and validating you, but they're really, you know, they just micromanaged your whole life. And, so there, it helps to sort of take back control of your life. And then you can feel like, okay, I'll rest and relax and enjoy now. You know, if you feel like you've lost control of your entire life or your entire identity, then it's kind of, you know, not the point to rest. You know, like sometimes owning your power is what's needed, and then you could enjoy things more, you know. So rest tends to evoke kind of a do nothing idea. But like I said, if somebody's, you know, controlling like 99% of your life, well, resting right then, you know, that might not be possible, because when you're that controlled, you feel very frustrated or very depressed or very discouraged. Like there's some sort of deeply disturbing feelings that you have. So we're going to work on that level as well today to help you get back a sense of and a reality of control, self-control, that you're on track with what you plan to do in this life. So that's kind of cool. I'm excited. We will also do more work with walled off parts of you, healing walled off parts of you, different ones. But that thing about, you know, getting back control of your life, the part that I'm talking about, I'll explain it more as we get to it, but because we got to do our 4 essentials first to make sure everyone's safe and present enough to do this kind of work. But I'm going to call it Life Plan Essence, I think. Life Plan Essence work. And it's going to help all your chakras, but it specifically relates to the first chakra of your astral body. So Life Plan Essence. So the reason I'm saying that name, hopefully that's the name I decide to keep. We'll see. Sometimes as I'm doing something, I'm like, oh, this is a better name for it. So we'll see. But, you know, later when you're looking at the healing summary and you're looking for that part, you know, it may be called Life Plan Essence. But probably we're going to do it pretty early on after we finish the 4 essentials. But we'll see. All right, and as usual, within a day, there will be a detailed healing summary in the comments section that has timestamps. And again, just repeating, there will be no Q&A after today's healing, which I know, could be jarring for some people. So just breathe and, that's okay. This is a healing. You don't need a reading after the healing. The idea of these healings is to help empower you so that your intuition is better. Your ability to work through your own issues is better. Your autonomy, your empowerment is better than it would otherwise be. That's the whole point. Okay. So I'm gonna look quickly at comments. Hello from hot Las Vegas, 90 degrees, high of 99. Ah, that's a little nuts. That would qualify as a heat wave for us, but for you, maybe that's like summer. I don't know. I'm assuming that you have air conditioning in your house, or swamp coolers, or some form of air conditioning. We don't. Our house gets so cool, so we'll probably never have air conditioning. Although during a heat wave, we do need a swamp cooler, which we have, so we're good. But like yesterday, I was out gardening and it was so hot in the front yard with the wood chips, and then I came inside and it was actually chilly in the house. The house is really cool. Okay. Hi, Janet. We can see and hear you in sunny Chicago, 73. Someone says, can see and hear you. Hello to you. Someone says, can see and hear you from Evergreen, Colorado, rainy and 46. Ooh, 46, my. That's quite cool. We go down to 46, like in the evenings. Someone says, hello, Janet, from Ottawa, Canada. It's 74 and cloudy, sunny and breezy. Cloudy, sunny. So partly cloudy, maybe, and breezy. Someone says, hi, hello to you. Someone says, hey, Janet, glad to see and hear you. Well, thank you. All righty. Let's do this. So why do we do the 4 essentials? Because it's good to make sure your house is not on fire before you fix the backsplash in your kitchen. You gotta do the big things first. Make sure everything's okay. So, the 4 essentials are grounding, aura repair, creative ring repair, and chakra repair. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So I'll be quiet for maybe 3 minutes as I finish my prep and say hi to everybody that I'm about to heal on a spirit level. Oh, by the way, the twin set did sell out. I had those 2 little spots for June, but I did get enough people emailing me, and so those are taken now. The August sets, if you can believe it, those are the next sets that are going to be up for purchase, and they'll go up on my purchase page in 11 days on June 15th. And that information is on my website, janetwrightreadings.com. All right, so now I will finally be quiet for about 3 minutes. So thank you for your patience with my quiet time. I hope you enjoy the silence as well. All right, thank you for waiting. So when you heal yourself, you can make a copy out in front of you of yourself and use your hands, gold light from your hands to heal the copy, and therefore you're healing yourself. You have hand chakra, one in the palm of each hand, and fingertip chakras, one in each fingertip. You could set these energy centers to be a metallic gold color so that as they spin, they generate energy at that color, metallic gold. Because metallic gold is a fast-moving vibration, but not too fast, so it's good for healing and releasing. So the copy of yourself could include all your 17 auras, your physical body and your astral body, which are inside those auras, and then both your groundings, your physical body grounding and your astral body grounding. So first, let's focus on grounding. Grounding is a big deal. It's your connection to the core of the earth. It helps you release well. Somebody on their survey was basically describing how everybody in their family was out of sorts one morning. And people tend to ground less in the morning, like first thing in the morning, which is ironic because that's probably the time of day where grounding would be the most beneficial, because you're just bringing in new energy, new ideas for the day. So, fun fact. But so anyway, just recreate both your groundings with your intention. You don't need to be able to see them, even though they are there. So just make a connection, red or orange or yellow, to the core of the earth. Two of them, one connecting your physical body energy system and your physical body aura, and one connecting your astral body energy system and your astral body aura, all the way down to the core of the earth. So like two big, giant red or orange or yellow, essentially waterfalls, although some people don't like that image, they prefer a tree trunk or something, but the point is it has to be really strongly downward flowing in order to work best. So then you use a copy, gold light, and a copy of both those groundings out in front of you, and melt the blocks, any blocks in your groundings. So, and it's good to have grounding as wide as all your auras. So your auras are roughly around this wide. So your groundings ideally would be that wide, in front of you, behind you, to each side. You know, think of the level of focus, determination, empowerment, confidence that you want, productivity that you want, strong boundaries with others that you want, and think of your grounding. What kind of level of flow do you need for your grounding? How wide, how flowing does your grounding need for you to have a good shot at that level of focus and productivity and boundaries? In other words, you can't have just a crappy, clogged up, skinny grounding and everything works great, you know, because this is not magic. This is mechanics. Okay, so you need the components for it to be the way you want to be. So strong, flowing, unblocked grounding. And then indie grounding stands for independent grounding. So go ahead, clear everybody out still more out of your grounding and melt away the connections to other people's grounding that may be around that outer perimeter of your grounding. So just use gold light, gold fire, gold water, melt away those connections. Doesn't matter if somebody pays you, if somebody gives you money, if somebody is genetically related to you, doesn't matter. They don't belong in your grounding. Your kids can have their own groundings, your parents can have their own groundings, your partners, doesn't matter who they are. They don't belong in your grounding, period. So gold light around the outer perimeter of your grounding. Melt all that junk away. And if you feel like someone in your life is confused about that, just be like, hey, go check your own grounding. Go check your body. Ask your angels for help with grounding. All right, so that's indie grounding. So then aura repair of your 17 auras. Again, it's hard to rest, relax, and enjoy if you're leaking a ton of energy. So let's get it done. So these are, make a copy out in front of you of your 17 auras. It can look like one big bubble if you don't have precision viewing, you know, so as a general concept, you know, because all the 17 auras are in the exact same place. And just comb through them and start getting an intuition about which ones are ripped up. Where are they ripped up? Are they ripped up in the top, on the back, in the front, by your tummy, by your lower back, by one of your knees? And it's just good to practice intuition so that you know when you need aura repair. Of course, when in doubt, you do, but you know, it's nice to practice because if you never practice intuition, it's hard for it to get better. All right, so then an easier technique for aura repair is composite copy technique. So where you make, with your intention, you make a copy of a rip and have it represent all the rips in your regular auras, well, in all 17 of your auras that you need to repair right now. So you have your composite copy rip, your intention, you have it represent all these rips you need to repair, and then clean it out with sticky gold wax, which is gold light from your hands. You stick it to all the junk that's not you, lift out all the junk at once, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Because rips leak energy, which attracts invasive people, attracts invasive beings, so that it gets filled up with junk, which is therefore in the way of your repair. So fill it with sticky gold wax, have the wax stick to the junk, lift out all the junk at once. Angels, here you go. Now you can repair your rip with gold light. And it will grow back if you use enough gold light. All right, one more time. Make another composite copy rip for any leftover rips that are still ripped. So any leftover rips, represent it by your composite copy, fill it up with sticky gold wax, get rid of the junk. Angels, here you go, fill it up with wax. Angels, here you go, here's that junk. And now repair this rip. And again, this one represents all the remaining rips that you have in your auras. Just keep using gold light. All right, cool. So that's the basics of aura repair, is repairing the rips. We'll do some quick extras, which, you know, if you have time you can do, but if you don't have time, you skip them. So hardness, leftover hardness in the outer part or inner parts, just lump all your hardness in one big pile. I call it aura scarring and aura bruising, but who cares what it's called? Just melt the hardness, leftover hardness. Because hardness is weakness, actually, in energy logic, energy realities. So just melt away the hard, stuck stuff that's left over in your auras. Gold light. Again, if you have any more hard, stuck stuff, aura scarring or aura bruising, just melt it away. Make a copy of it out in front of you, melt it away with gold light from your hands. You can have stuff people have dumped in your aura, and usually it will do that as a separate thing, but we can throw that in here with all the aura extras. So just be aware, you know, of your 17 auras and what have people dumped in your space. You know, sometimes people just dump, oh, fix this for me, heal this for me. If you're a pro reader or pro healer, people tend to dump their problems in your space. Like, oh, my intuition isn't as good as it should be. Bonk. You know, oh, you know, I have anxiety. Bonk. You know, like, fix this, you know, and it's just a reality if you're a pro therapist, pro probably mentor on any level, but certainly reader and healer. It's something you got to be aware of. But you know, if you're a mom, if you're, you know, in all sorts of areas in life or roles in life, this happens. People dump energy, just what it is. So just it doesn't mean these people are evil. You know, I mean maybe they are, but that doesn't mean that. And so just be aware of all your auras and your groundings, and just notice, okay, what have people dumped in there? And just get rid of it. Just lift out whatever people dumped in there and just dissolve it with lots of gold light. So it just sort of goes, it's gone. Lift out whatever people have dumped in your space. You could blow it up if you want, melt it with gold light. Lift out whatever people have dumped anywhere in your space. Give it to your angels. That's another option. Angels, here you go. Lift out whatever people have dumped in your space. Angels, here you go. So then you can have hard objects stuck in your space, like, you know, in the back of the head, that's a common place, back of the shoulders, edge of the aura stuck in there. So you can just sticky gold wax the whole, your whole space, groundings, auras, chakras, astral body, physical body, the whole thing. And just have the wax stick to all the hard objects especially. And then just you're going to move out the wax with all the hard objects stuck to the wax, right? So just move it out. Give to your angels. Angels, here you go. Or you can blow it up. So again, sticky gold wax, even around the outside of your aura too, above the outside of your aura, all the way in all your auras. Sticky gold wax. Have it stick to all the hard objects. Definitely get back of head, back of shoulders, around tummy, around the throat. So you're going to have this wax stick to all the hard objects and then move them all out all at once and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. A couple deep breaths. So let's finish up the repair, because you could have little leaks after you get rid of the hard objects. So just extra gold light, repair any leaks anywhere, in any energy channels, in any of your auras. Just let the gold light repair any leaks. You don't want to leak energy. All right, cool. So that was aura repair with some extras thrown in. Namely, we moved out dumped stuff that people have dumped in your space anywhere, and we used sticky gold wax to remove hard objects. We've of course melted, you know, scarring and bruising. Oh, right. Creative ring, repair and unblocking. Creative rings are 3 gold rings above your astral body head, 1, 2, 3. And so make a copy of those rings out in front of you and repair them with gold light from your hands. They can be cracked, they can have chunks missing. and it just doesn't feel right if they're damaged. So use gold light and let them repair. You're going to have to use kind of a strong stream of gold light because you want to blast away whatever's in the way. So blast away, kind of power wash them so that they get nice and clean so that they grow back. And the inside of the rings, definitely clear out any junk there. Because you want the gold light to go inside too, as well as down to all your chakras. The gold light that creative rings generate. That's part of how they're useful. They generate gold light when they're working right. So unblock the inside of the rings. Just by melting any hard stuff there. And you can have devices on your rings, just things just clamped there, so the rings don't work as well. They don't generate as much gold light. So just use sticky gold wax and cover the creative rings. Have it all go all the way down to your 7th chakra, and use sticky gold wax on your 7th chakra as well. And just especially the devices, any devices, which is like hard objects that are kind of more mindfully placed, probably on a subconscious level, you know, to like really stop, as opposed to just throwing a chunk of something at you, so people can, you know, really get in there and put a something. Anyway, whatever. Just use sticky gold wax and have it stick to the devices, loosen it all up, and just move out the devices on your creative rings. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Any devices on your creative rings, any devices on your 7th chakra, just move them out with sticky gold wax. Angels, here you go. So the 7th chakra, it sends energy upward. So when your creative rings are working well, your 7th chakra is working well, it feels like a water fountain that you're a part of, that, you know, it just goes straight up. And then, you know, that 7th layer energy goes downward in your 7th layer all the way down to the bottom of your 7th layer, down here, and then your 7th chakra pulls it back up. And then it shoots up, and it fountains down, goes up, shoots up, fountains down. So 7th chakra, a nice color for that is purple, so you can set your 7th chakra in the top of your head to your favorite shade of purple. And then you have a nice purple waterfall going for your confidence, your focus, your empowerment, your identity. So, and yeah. So creative rings. We were removing devices from the creative rings. You can remove a couple more. Just loosen them up with gold light. Angels, here you go. Loosen them up with gold light. Angels, here you go. Loosen them up with gold light. Angels, here you go. All right, creative ring flaps, just they might be all okay by now with all the work we just did, but this is what they look like when they're irritated and open. That would be a top-down view of your top creative ring, and this is the flaps open, these things sticking out here. So if you have people or beings cording here, sending their energy in, that's an irritant, and it puffs out the ring, the flaps. So if you melt away enough of the cords, well, all of the cords, then with gold light, then the flaps shut. So then it's just a smooth outer surface of the ring without open flaps. And that is nice. It's harder for people to cord you then once they're closed like that. So then your energy can flow through the rings, but it's harder for people to cord than if the flaps are closed. So just be aware of the flaps in all 3 of your creative rings and just keep melting cords so that those flaps can fall shut. They relax and they fall completely shut, but it's sort of like a gradual thing. If you melt half the cords, they're half shut, you know, so just keep going with gold light. Some of these cords are from invasive beings, so you could just say, angels, can you recycle all the invasive beings that are trying to screw with my creative rings? And some of the cords are from people, so you can just melt those cords. Don't do anything to the people. You can say, hey, go talk to your angels. Go have a good day. Go take a deep breath. Bye. Talk to you later. And a lot of times when the flaps fall completely shut, then there's a nice chain reaction where the flaps on the outer surface of each of your chakra openings, your major chakra openings, can fall shut as well. So that's nice. So you can just do a little unblocking and all the chakras open down your spine, the 7 major astral chakras and 7 major physical chakras. Just gold light up and down your spine so that you can melt cords and let those flaps relax and fall shut, so that your energy can flow through the chakra, but it's harder for people to cord. All right, so that was creative ring repair and unblocking, plus some extras here and there. And we also removed some devices from the creative rings with gold light. So now the 4th of the 4 essentials is chakra repair and unblocking. I was replying to a comment from a new person just last night under a video, and all his major chakras were repaired, but the minor chakras, all the acupuncture points and stuff, there were plenty of those that needed repair. But so that could be the case for you. You know, you could need repair on all your chakras, you know, major and minor, or it could just be some, you know, here and there. All the major ones may be okay, but some of the acupuncture points in different meridians got blown out. But we're going to repair them all at once with composite copy technique. So you make a copy out in front of you of a basic chakra shape and have it with your intention represent all your chakras, major and minor, in your body and your spirit. So this is the basic chakra shape, an open cylinder, opening cylinder part. So use gold light to repair all your major and minor chakras, your body and your spirit. And again, your gold light would probably have to be pretty focused and powerful, just to like knock everybody out of the way that's hanging out in your chakras, to melt all the cords. And again, the flaps, there are flaps around the outer openings, and the more cords you melt, those flaps can fall shut so that your energy can go in and out of the chakra, but it's harder for someone to cord the chakra if the flaps are closed. And also if you've unblocked enough. If you've unblocked enough. If you haven't unblocked enough and there's just a bunch of, hard objects here, like sticky mud, then it's easy for someone to sink a cord into that stuff. So you just want to, as you repair, also unblock. Melt away the blocks in the way of these chakras. So rad blocks, resistance, avoidance, denial blocks, so energy blocks specifically that lead to you being in resistance or avoidance or denial. Lift out as many of those as is healthy and gentle to clear. So lift out your rad blocks, resistance, avoidance, denial. You can blow them up, you can melt them with gold light, you can hand them to your angels. Lift out your rad blocks from all your chakras. Angels, here you go. So energy blocks that lead to you being in resistance, avoidance, or denial. Just lift all those out. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Any blocks in the way of you resting, relaxing, and enjoying, since that is the theme. Let's lift out any blocks in the way of that. What blocks are in your chakras making it harder for you to rest, relax, and enjoy? Lift out those blocks, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Lift out those blocks. You can melt them with gold light. Lift out those blocks in the way of resting, relaxing, and enjoying. Melt them away. Lift out those blocks. Angels, here you go. All right, good enough. So that was chakra repair and unblocking in general and for the theme, and also we did rad blocks. We cleared blocks leading to resistance, avoidance, and denial. All right, good. So that was the 4 essentials. So now I want to get a back scratcher because my back itches just at this one little spot. Hold on a sec. So nice. So I guess I could finally explain this life plan essence stuff that I want us to do. It sounds more complicated than it is to do, as usual. So life plan essence. Basically, you plan your life, the important aspects of your life, the most important aspects of your life, you plan in heaven before anything happens, before conception of your little embryo body, before all that, you work for a while with very high level angels that specialize in life planning. And they look at what you need for happiness, fulfillment, growth, wellness, and it's very, it's cool. I mean, they review and they look at the past lives and your tendencies in past lives. Because sometimes it's like you've been really trying to accomplish something, but you always get off track in the exact same freaking way, you know, in like your last couple lives. So they do a lot of work to figure all that out. Like what are you missing, and how can you gain that level of strength or knowledge or wisdom in your next life? So it's a big deal. Life planning, it's cool. Um, and you pretty much start the process when you're, you know, when you're ready to do your next life. So you can be in heaven for as long as you want. Heaven is awesome. So there's no rush really. But once you're ready to start planning, then you work with these angels over time and you plan a lot. And as part of that, you go shopping for the right genetic parents. And thought is also given to, like, you know, what month, day, and year would be good for you to be born on. You know, it's all sorts of stuff. But you don't really have to worry about any of it. I mean, it happened. It was good, you know, whatever. But and no one can really take that from you, you know, what you planned. Um, but they can try, you know. The essence of your life plan, generally people keep a copy of that with them in their astral body first chakra. So your astral body is you. It's a big part of you. It's the part of your energy that can come in and be physically present in your physical body when you're awake, when you're really checked in. That's your astral body. When you wake up, your astral body, ideally, hopefully, is coming in through your upper chakra, through your seventh chakra, through your creative rings, through your seventh chakra, all the way down to, depends on how present you get. But hopefully, you know, eventually you work to getting present in all your chakras so that when you're awake, you're always in all 7 of your chakras, which is most ideal. But that can take work, obviously, over time. But anyway, so your astral body, so there's your physical body and your astral body. And your astral body, the first chakra, that's where these pieces of energy, it's just like a copy. So it's not like, if you lose these pieces of energy, it's not like, okay, now you have no life, but it may feel like you have no life if you lose these pieces of your life plan essence. It's like it's just a copy to keep with you, so you kind of have a sense of like, yeah, okay, you know, this feels like this would work for my life, you know. So generally people have about, you know, the copy that goes in the first chakra of the astral body is about 4 to 8 pieces of energy. And, you know, ideally it would be red. If your first chakra is red, then those pieces of energy would be red as well. So you could think of them like, you know, red rose petals or red, you know, balls of light, whatever you want. And you can use your intuition to figure out, well, you know, was your life plan essence that you came in with, was that, you know, 4 pieces of energy? It's usually 4 to 8 roughly pieces of energy. And you don't have to read each one like specifically. It's not that serious. But you know, high level, you can think, well, okay, well, how many pieces of energy was it? Well, it was 4 pieces, or it was 7 pieces, right? That you came in with, and that's the copy of your life plan essence that, you know, you keep with you, right, in your astral body. But the thing is, other people can destroy the copies that you have. They can't go to heaven and mess with that, the real deal, but they can destroy the copies that you have, you know. So maybe if you came in with 7 pieces of energy, maybe by the time you're 5 years old, you only have 3 of those pieces of energy out of 7. And so then, you know, maybe you just go through life kind of feeling like, you know, you have a sense, but it's not a great sense of what's good for you, you know. But you can get those, you can recreate, you know, the copies and get your full set again. And that's very restorative. But a lot of people don't, you know, they all get destroyed, or half of them get destroyed. And then they just kind of feel like they're missing a lot, and they may blame it on their marriage or blame it on something else, even though it happened really when they were like 4 years old, you know, with their parents maybe. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to help you to replace your copies, you know, with angel help. So it's the real deal stuff. So you get a nice accurate copy of your life plan essence, as nice cool pieces of your energy at red in your first chakras of your astral body. And it's definitely your energy. If you're a healer, you're helping someone with this, make sure you're not creating it. Yeah. You don't want anything in anyone else's space that you created, right? So essentially it's just a healing of your astral body first chakra that we'll be doing, and then we'll heal like a whole bunch of chakras just so everything realigns. But that's the basic idea, is these pieces of energy, these 4 to 8 pieces of energy. At first you can just intuit how many pieces of energy was the accurate copy of your life plan essence, and it's not like 8 pieces is better than 4 pieces, it just is what it is. It's not more advanced people have less or more, it's just unique to each person, right? So look at intuitively, probably between 4 to 8 pieces, but everyone's different. How many pieces of your energy is your life plan essence for this life? Should it be? Was it originally? How many pieces was it originally? And you can just get a sense of that number, and then get a sense of like, well, okay, do you those pieces that you came in with of your life plan essence, did any of those get destroyed? If they did you replace them with the accurate pieces of energy or not? How many pieces of your life plan essence do you have now in your astral body first chakra? And it could be you have none, or you have, 2 out of 4, or it could be that, you lost them all, but then, you had some like really restorative experience at some point and your spirit was able to bring in new copies. But that's essentially what we're going to do now, if you need that. If you have all your copies already, then it'll just be a nice healing for your astral body first chakra. So that's the concept. That's what we're going to do. So that's explaining life plan essence. And how can these get destroyed? Well, controlling parents, basically. That would be the most common reason. Controlling siblings. A lot of times it's not controlling spouses, because in order to marry a controlling spouse, you probably already lost a bunch of your pieces. So it may feel like your spouse did it, but if you look, you may have already lost them like by the time you were 3 years old. And that helped lead you down the path of thinking that this spouse would be appropriate for you, maybe, because you already had no idea what your life was going to be about. So anyway, let's not overthink it. Just think of, your life plan essence, that, as, it was made in heaven, how many pieces of energy was that? Like the to-go version of it. The to-go version, if you want to think of it as red rose petals or red flowers or whatever, how many pieces was the to-go accurate to-go version for your astral body first chakra? And get a sense of a number, generally between 4 and 8. And then how many of those do you have now? And you can just heal with gold light the space where those should be. Like, you just kind of look at, okay, well, this is the way they were, and if they're all gone now, just use gold light and just like make room for them. You're not even like exactly healing your first chakra right now, but you kind of are. But just make space for the rose petals to come back, for you as a spirit to bring in a new copy, and just say, angels, help me do this, right? So that there's no weird beings getting in the way. Say, angels, help me do this, so I have an accurate version of, my life plan in this life. And again, you don't have to be conscious of details. Just, red rose petals, or however, red flowers, or red balls of light of your energy. So just lots of gold light, and just keep breathing. And you're making space for new copies to come in if you need them. And if you already have all of them and they already look really nice, just wash them out with gold light. That's good. It's a nice little healing. And definitely, say, angels, help me do this, so that, your angels are watching and helping and supporting you and making it a safe and gentle process. So then imagine your astral body first chakra. So again, basic chakra shape, although red is a nice color for your first chakra rather than yellow. So just imagine your astral body first chakra and just give it a nice healing, because this is where those pieces of your energy would reside. So you can just kind of imagine them in your astral body first chakra. And again, this is your energy. It's not your parents' energy. It's energy that you created while you were planning with your angels, with actually special life planning angels in heaven. So just heal your astral body first chakra and move out everybody else, because this is not, you planned it with the help of life planning angels, but you didn't plan it with the help of humans. So just wash everybody out of your astral body first chakra. So there's plenty of room for your life plan essence to-go copies. I really like that term. I'm going to write that down. The to-go copies that reside in your astral body first chakra. And then you can imagine all your major chakras, physical 7 and astral 7. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's the basic orientation and shape of them. They're open cylinders. If you don't know that kind of information, I do have a 3-video set called 7 Chakras, Aura Layers, Flow. And usually that's linked below, but sometimes I don't have space, so I delete a lot of the extra links. But you can ask for it too. Just say, well, do you have a 3-video set explaining chakra shape and energy flow direction, blah, blah, blah. And I'll link it for you. It's a playlist that I have. But I have a lot of playlists. But anyway, so we helped you, if needed, to replace your to-go copies of your life plan essence in your physical body first chakra, and now we're just helping all the chakras, all your major chakras, to adjust to that. And then the chakra filaments, the connections between the astral and physical chakras, you just unblock those. So they're, if your chakras are separate like this, physical and astral, then you can see them better. There's a cord connecting the energy of, say, the 7th physical chakra to the 7th astral body chakra. So especially you can be aware of that physical first chakra filament, the first chakra filament connecting the physical and astral body first chakra, because you just gave a big healing to your astral body first chakra, so you want that all that good stuff to be able to flow to your physical first chakra if needed. So you need to unblock that first chakra filament. And then you can fit astral chakras, 7 chakras into physical 7 chakras, just as well as happens these days, and just move out any blocks in the way of that. You could blow them up or melt them with gold light. So again, chakra fit is where you think about, well, how well do my astral chakras, major chakras, fit into my physical 7 chakras? And if there are any blocks in the way of that, just move those out and melt them. Move out the blocks and melt them away. And of course, just what's healthy and gentle to clear right now. So you're imagining your astral chakras, astral 7 chakras within your physical chakras. To the extent that's really happening. It could be that, 3, 2, 1 aren't so in, like maybe you're only in 7 through 4 right now, so then 3, 2, 1 are kind of next to each other. But you can unblock more so that they... And sometimes the chakras don't fit in right, but it's more of an aura layer issue. If your aura layer is really compressed, then the chakra has to work too hard, so it's not going to fit in properly. So you can check your aura layers, astral and physical, because each of those aura layers have 7 layers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like layers of an onion. So just lots of gold light. Especially your first layer, closest to your body. First layer astral body, first layer physical body. Aura, just lots of gold light. Get rid of the mess. Your first layer. So that these pieces of your life plan essence now, the to-go copies in your astral body first chakra, can, reset the tone in your astral body first layer and throughout your astral body aura, and then throughout your physical body aura and your physical body chakras. And then double check your grounding. Melt away blocks in your grounding. All right. So that was doing so we first just imagined the to-go copy, the number of pieces of energy, and then we just made space with gold light for new copies to come in if needed. And we ask for angel help. And this should be a pretty centering process. So if it's vastly not a centering process, something is going on. Like you have some being in the way or something, or so just ground. And there's nothing inherently like really, really, really trippy about this. So if you're really tripped out, maybe you didn't do your 4 essentials, or maybe you just, so you have some big whacks, or your chakras are damaged or something. So you can always comment under the video later, if you're doing it and you have an issue. But yeah, these to-go copies, it's your energy, but you're bringing a copy like from your energy on the astral, and you're bringing it in and with angel help, so it's for real and it's okay. And then we did a direct healing of the astral first chakra, And then we healed all astral and physical major chakras, and then the filaments, especially first chakra, filament, and then the regular aura layers. Also, we unblocked those astral and physical body auras. All right, cool. So feel free to, of course, fill out your post-healing survey if you're one of the 130 people tomorrow, sometime on Monday, to let me know how you're doing, how that was for you. You can also, of course, comment under the video later when it's a video, because that would be good to know how that was. Let's see. Okay. So I was just looking at somebody. So sorry, I probably should have said that rather than just being silent. So now we will do healing walled off parts of you, which we did do 2 days ago, but we're going to do it more and differently this time. So basically, a lot of times in this life, past lives as well, there can be something that you're just not ready to deal with or process, or a part of you that you got convinced was not appropriate, and so you wall it off. So there's like a little mini you, and then there's this wall of denial and avoidance, and so you're like, that's not really there. You know, I'm not really sad, or I'm not really angry, or I'm not, you know, wanting to tell off this person. You know, I'm just gonna wall that off. That's not there, blah, 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 right? So the problem is that's a lot of energy of yours, and those parts of you still exist, and they still act towards other people, towards yourself. So those parts of you can be setting your mood, or can be throwing energy at other people, or courting other people, or affecting your decision-making processes. You know, how much energy you have, what choices you make in your life. So it's a big deal. So we need to, as much as possible, heal those walled off parts of you, and then melt the walls so that you get your energy back. You're okay again, and you get your energy back. You're more whole, you're stronger, you're more here, right? And we will have your angels also finish up healing these walled off parts of you after you heal them. So we'll be sure that the energy is okay before you melt the wall and bring it back. All right. An interesting thing I noticed that goes with what we just did. What we just did was, you know, before this was we got back your to-go, if you needed new to-go copies of your life plan essence, you brought in those copies of your energy to just kind of remind your astral body first chakra, and then all your chakras of like what's going on in this life. You know, what's good for you? What do you want? What do you need? And I noticed that some people have walled off, and it's more common than you would think, actually. Walled off, not, I mean, it's understandable. Okay, someone walls off a really sad part of them, or a really scared part of themselves, because they don't want to deal with that right there, right? And, you know, so you heal those parts, and then you get to bring back that energy. That makes sense, right? But sometimes also people wall off strong parts of themselves, like really strong parts, really smart, really wise, really intuitive parts of themselves. So why would they do that? Well, sometimes it's because you don't want to know, you know, maybe it's from a past life, but you didn't want to know what you knew. And so you wall off a very intuitive, very wise part of you. Or say you had a past life where you were talked into being very submissive, and the people that you really cared about expected you to be very submissive, right? Well, maybe in that life you walled off a very strong, assertive, self-assertive, confident part of you because you're like, well, in order to fit in and be who they want me to be, you know, I can't be that part, and so you wall that off. But of course, now you really would like that strong part, that decision making, confident part, right? And so we're going to hunt for some of those parts. And we'll do a little bit of the kind of work we did 2 days ago, like we'll also heal we'll look for like fun killer parts of you or invasive parts of you that are walled off so you can heal those. But this thing about maybe you walled off strong parts of you or intuitive parts of you or somehow gifted parts of you just because, it was thought of as inappropriate at some point in some lifetime. Oh, right. So, again, just a reminder, there will be no Q&A after this healing. So if you're posting a question that you want me to answer, it's not going to work out so well because there's no Q&A, so why post it? You could post it under a video, any video, or you could post it once this is saved as a video, you can post it under the video. And I would get to it when I have time and post a reply. But there's no Q&A at the end of this healing today. Okay, so healing walled off parts of you, let's do it. This is the do part. We did explaining, this is doing, baby. So, okay, so these walled off parts of you, it's super easy to work. I love this. Love. So, do you have parts of you that you walled off in this life or past lives that are really strong, really bold, really courageous, really intuitive, really, visionary, whatever, right? So just imagine these mini yous that you walled off, if you did, that are strong or assertive or intuitive, confident, anything like that. And then just imagine the little walls that you made, like denial avoidance, where you're like pushing that part of you away. And just heal these parts of you. You can leave the walls there at first and just use gold light from your hands and heal these mini yous. Just say, hey, it's okay. You deserve a healing. And you can say, angels, can you help me heal these parts? You could bring up red earth energy directly from the core of the earth and just wash out these parts of you with red earth energy and lots of gold light. And again, angels, can you help me finish up healing these parts of me? And then now you can melt the walls, because now once your angels are done with those parts of you, they'll really be okay. And so then you can get your energy back. So go ahead and be aware of the walls that you made back in some life, maybe this life, maybe a past life, and just melt the walls with gold light. So just keep breathing. So just ask yourself, how does that feel? How are you doing? Breathe into your legs, breathe into your spine, your shoulders, your fingers, your toes. Move around if you need to. So we can check for that one more time. Same thing. So you may have still more walled off parts of you that you walled off in this life or past lives that were strong, assertive, confident, bold, courageous, risk taking, wise, intuitive, visionary, all that good stuff, creative. So just imagine any of those little parts of you and the walls that you put up between you and those parts of you, and then go ahead, heal those parts of you. Gold light. You say, angels, help me heal these parts of me. And you can say too, if you're worried that this is too much to do at once, say, angels, if this is too much, can you take whatever away that's too much? And then your angels are helping you to heal these parts of you. So now you can melt away the walls between you and these parts of you. So keep breathing. So that was healing the walled off parts of you and getting them back. Basically, you heal the parts of you and then melt the walls. And these are parts of you that are stronger or intuitive or gifted or bold or courageous, all that stuff. Which, surprising that you would think like, well, why would I ever wall that off? But, you've had a lot of different lives, a lot of different relationships. At some point, you taught yourself that that wasn't a good thing. But now that energy is healed and it's back, so you can have your wisdom and decide what you need right now, but you haven't walled off junk that you need, stuff you need. So another thing that we talked about in the last healing was parts of you that are fun killer parts. Or invasive parts of you. So that's always interesting, because as a reader, when you're reading someone else, you're not affected by what they can't see, what they've walled off. So it's easier to see in somebody else, technically, this kind of thing, because, you're not affected by what they're ignoring, so you can see, well, yeah, of course you're doing that. But, if you're a pro reader, you have to be aware that, people do have these walls of denial. And so there's sort of this art to reading, not that seeing and intuiting is one thing. But once you can do that, you still have to intuit on this whole different level of like, what is the information that this person can even handle? Because if you read stuff they can't handle, they'll declare that you're a terrible reader, and perhaps have a strongly negative reaction because you've triggered too much of their resistance and denial. So anyway, when you're reading and healing yourself, you don't want to be impaired by these walls of denial, right? I mean, that's the whole point of like learning this stuff, is to be able to read and heal yourself accurately, right? So if you keep these walls in place, then you don't know why you're doing something, you don't know why you can't do something, because there's so many walls of denial, you're just like half blind. So, these are really great to keep working over time and get rid of. But anyway, one of these parts is, one of these types of walled off parts is a fun killer part, and that's directly theme related. You could have a part of you that is a real killjoy, either too angry or too sad or too scared or too judgy. And that part of you've walled off, so you don't even know it's there most of the time. But it affects you a lot, so it's a fun killer part. It kills your fun, or it kills the fun of people around you. It causes you to subconsciously kind of derail their fun plans for themselves. or an invasive part of you that cords, you know, people you care about or people you don't like. You know, so go ahead and imagine any of, so that's the explaining. So now the doing, we're going to heal these fun killer and or invasive parts of you that you've walled off, right? So just imagine all the walls and all these little mini parts of you, if there are some, or many, parts of you that are fun killer parts of you and or invasive parts of you. Doesn't mean you're evil or anything, you know, it could be just, you know, these parts of you are really phobic or really lonely or really whatever, really angry, whatever, right? So imagine your fun killer and or invasive parts of you. Imagine the little walls that you've put up to say, Mom, that's not there, that's not me. Leave the walls at first and just heal these parts of you. So go ahead, heal these parts of you. Again, these are fun killer parts of you and or invasive parts of you. So just lots of gold, like bring up red earth energy. Just remind yourself it's okay. You know, hey, it's all right. It's okay. It's just time for healing. It's okay. And you can say, angels, can you help me heal these parts of me? And then, so your angels will finish up healing these mini yous. So then now they work pretty quickly. So it's okay to start melt the walls. Start melting the walls now. So then just keep breathing. Breathe into your whole body, breathe into your spine. I'm gonna look at a sample person again, so I'll be quiet for another minute. So we will now unblock your spiritual path and also help you get rid of like stuff that you're wearing on a spirit level, like self-inflicted burdens kind of, and stuff you're dragging, trying to drag forward, you know, unhealthy burdens you're trying to drag forward with you on your spiritual path. But also just there could be obstacles that are unnecessary, maybe from other people on your spiritual path. So we'll help you to clean it all off so you can, so it's easier to move forward. Because if you're kind of stuck on your path and you have all this heaviness and you can't move forward, it's you know, pretty impossible to enjoy things, because it's like, I feel completely stuck, you know. So unblocking your spiritual path is what we're going to do now for that reason. So that was explaining, so now we will do unblocking your spiritual path. So, okay, so you imagine the road that's just for you, and even if you care about other people, they have their spiritual path, you have your spiritual path, and it can you can imagine it like a road that's just for you, and a part of your spirit is always on it. So not your astral body, because that's the part of you that's in your physical body. You could call it your astral body if you want a funny name for it. But anyway, it's just a part of you as a spirit. Okay, and you're on your road. So are you moving forward on your road? Are you looking forward on your road? Or are you just stuck on a side road? You know, and we did before, there could be multiple parts of you stuck on multiple side roads. But we'll ignore that for now. So the part of you, hopefully you're on your spiritual path. If you're not, you say, angels, help me to be on my path. And your angels will just pick you up wherever you are and put that part of your spirit on your path. Point you forward. Okay, but you might have obstacles that someone has shoved on your path, or you might have weird, heavy stuff you're dragging behind you on your path. You know, like a big bunch of rocks you're trying to drag forward with you as you walk forward. So go ahead and melt away all that junk. You know, melt stuff ahead of you, melt away the burdens you're dragging behind you. And you could have people in your life that regularly show up on your path and change it all around. You know, and maybe they think they're helping, or maybe they just act like they're helping. But it's an immensely controlling behavior. And it could make you feel very crabby, or very, very defeated feeling, very irritable. And it's very common. It can be people that you work with, people that you're mentoring professionally, people, your parents, siblings. It could be friends that really mean well. But just, you know, use a lot of gold light and just wash them off your path and wash off whatever they did to your path. Because this is not like a group collage. You know, your path is just for you. It's supposed to kind of resonate with that life plan essence of what you're meant to do in this life. And so just move off everybody's stuff, melt it all with gold light. Or you can wrap it up, give it to the angels. Angels, here you go. Lift off everything that's not yours on your path. Angels, here you go. Lift off whatever's not you that's on your path. Angels, here you go. Because your kids have their own path. Your spouse has his own path. Even if you stay married, it's okay. He has his own path. You have your path. That's how it works. And you may need to explain that to people that you care about, just on a spirit level. Just imagine them and be like, hey, I need this road just for me. You have your road, I have my road. And if they insist, no, but I'm helping you, be like, no. This is something that I do for me. You go work on your path. You don't have to throw energy at them. You don't have to be angry with them. I mean, you could be, but you could be like very calm. You know, this is not like a whack fest. Just, you know, it's just not debatable. You know, this is not negotiable, right? Just your path is for you, period. So just use enough gold light that you just get them off and melt away whatever they did to your path. And also melt away all the burdens that you've been dragging with you. Guilt, shame, whatever junk that you've been dragging. Just melt it away with gold light. And then be aware of, like, what are you wearing as you go forward on your path? Are you wearing something that looks fun and comfortable? Or are you wearing something that, you know, looks like you're trying to punish yourself? You know, so if there's any like self-punishing kind of clothing or armor or something that you're wearing, you can just lift it off with lots of gold light and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So if you're wearing that part of you that's on your path, if anything looks kind of funny and self-punishing and negative, just lift it off with gold light and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And just use lots of gold light, give this little part of you a healing. Okay, one more time. Anything self-punishing or negative that you're wearing on your path, just lift it off with gold light. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And there is like an outer surface of the path, sort of like I don't know, like a beautiful kind of archway of your path, and it can be gold, you know, and just light and airy, and you know, big and expansive, so it's not like your path is real cramped, you know. But just make sure that outer surface doesn't have any rips, because that can make it easier for somebody to crash your path and just show up and continually redo it. So just, you know, imagine that outer surface of your spiritual path in front of you, behind you, around you, and just repair it with lots of gold light so there's no ripped parts that people can waltz into easily. And of course, people can just rip it brand new, you know, but just it helps to repair it and just remind yourself, hey, this is not like, you know, like dad knows best or something time. This is you know best time. So just you and your angels. That's all you need for this path. Just wash everybody else out, repair the outer surface. So that your path resonates with your life plan essence. You don't have to know the specifics on that. Just your path resonates with you and what you're meant to do in this life. What works for you. You can say, angels, help me do that. All right, so that was unblocking your spiritual path, which we did that. We melted stuff you were dragging behind you. And we removed any sort of self-punishing stuff you were wearing. Self-punishing or negative stuff you were wearing. And then we repaired the outer surface of your spiritual path. All right, so just take a few deep breaths, see how that feels. And, you know, whenever you're in doubt, you know, like, I don't know which way is forward on my path, you know, part of that could be you have a lot of junk, maybe some invasive beings on your path. You can check for that too. Some people have, like somebody was feeling really agitated, like they were pacing in their house, and when they were trying to relax, and it's because they had some invasive beings on their path, like shooting energy at them, like fire hose strength of intensity, you know, and obviously it's going to be hard to relax when you have that much energy coming at you. So just think of that party that's on your path. Is there any invasive beings on your path at all, you know, hiding in the corners or shooting, you know, really strong bunches of energy at you? And just think of all those invasive beings. Just say, angels, can you recycle all these beings? Because if your path is not for other people, it sure as heck is not for invasive beings. So again, be aware of any invasive beings that are just trying to be heavy and, you know, hide in some weird shadow that's not supposed to be there. You know, angels, can you recycle those beings? And then the more in-your-face beings that are, you know, trying to pummel you with really strong shooting energy, just say, angels, can you recycle those beings? And you can just do a quickie little overall healing for yourself now. So that was getting rid of beings on your path that are either hiding or shooting energy at you. So yeah, now just do overall healing. Just check things out. Gold light throughout your auras, throughout your chakras, especially the major ones along your spine. Check your groundings, make sure they're unblocked, find some blocks, melt them away. I'm going to be quiet for a minute because I'm looking at a sample person again. Okay, we're going to, we're nearing the end of the healing. And again, there will not be a Q&A at the end of this healing. This is just a healing live stream. But anyway, as we near the end, let's heal good karma windows and manifestation wings. It'll be like a little speed round. Because a sample person I'm looking at, it's like she cleared so much and it really helped, but she's kind of like, she's lacking enough power to like jet herself forward on her path. So she's kind of like dancing around going, am I sure I want to move forward? So if you repair your good karma windows back here, it tends to like really check you in much more so that it's easier to like get stuff done. And also manifestation wings are back here, and they're a part of you as a spirit, and they generate a ton of gold light. So that also is like sort of a power jetpack to get you, you know, to have enough assertiveness and just like, I don't know, ba-ba-boom. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. So good karma windows are back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one in each layer of your regular aura, and they can be smashed. And if they get smashed, you get hard objects jammed in them, you can get invasive beings in them, and it just makes it hard to be present back here, and therefore in your upper chakras, which affects everything. So, fine. So, I have special videos on good karma windows. You could look it up if you want. But anyway, so you just imagine each one looks like a triple frame, like a picture frame, and each one would be the color of that layer of the aura. So red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, deep blue, purple. Red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, deep blue, purple, if you're using the rainbow system for your chakras. So you just use lots of gold light and let them repair. They could be smashed. If they have hard objects stuck in them, just lift out the hard objects, melt them with gold light. Lift up the hard objects, melt them with gold light. Lift out the hard objects, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. You can have invasive beings in this area too. Just say, angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with this area, please recycle them. Just let your angels do that. You can give yourself a physical massage back here if you want. Again, if there are any invasive beings in this whole area, back of skull and good karma windows, just, you could freeze them like ice cubes and give to your angels. Angels, here you go. Freeze them like ice cubes. Angels, here you go. Freeze them like ice cubes. Angels, here you go. Freeze them like ice cubes. Angels, here you go. So right here, freeze them like ice cubes, pick them out, angels, here you go. The meridians in the back of the head, in that area, you can imagine those, and just, you know, if there are any invasive beings hanging out in the first layer back here, you know, in your aura near your head, Just pick them out of those energy centers in your shoulders and your head. Just get them out. Angels, here you go. Get them out. Angels, here you go. Get them out. Angels, here you go. And then you can go ahead and repair these meridians and the chakras. All those little points in the diagram, those are little chakras, little acupuncture points, which I call minor chakras. Minor in size, not in importance. Anyway, just heal all of them. So the midline one, that's GV meridian, governing vessel meridian. The yellow one, that's UB meridian, urinary bladder meridian, which is super cool. It starts in the corner of your eyes and it goes back. And then the teal one, that's also in the side of the head. That's, well, there's a whole bunch right there. But the one, yeah, maybe that confuses it too much. But the one that's showing in the side right there, that's the gallbladder meridian, and it goes down the sides of the body and helps with decision making. Fun fact. But it zigzags around your head before it does the line that's easy to see in this diagram. There are individual videos for each of these meridians if you did want to spend more time healing them. I have a playlist of them, which is probably linked below. Most of my videos. I think I call it the 12 meridian playlists. Anyway, so these are the meridians in the back of the head, and then the good karma windows are back from that in the auras. And you can unblock them too, like you could have just hard, crusty energy, just lift that out, melt it away, lift it out, melt it away. Lift it out, melt it away, lift it out, melt it away. Of course, your intention is you only do what is healthy and gentle to do right now. Alrighty, and then really quickly, your manifestation wings, they connect in your upper back in the midline right there, really along your GV meridian. Your manifestation wings connect there, and then they go out like big angel wings, one on each side. And they can stretch out, kind of like your arms stretch out. So anyway, you get the starter energy from your energy channels that go down your neck and your arms. You get some of that energy going into your manifestation wings. And as long as you have some starter energy and your manifestation wings are unblocked enough, then they generate a lot of gold light. I have a video on manifestation. Well, I have a lot of videos on manifestation wings, but there's one that's like, I want to say it's like 49 minutes long. It's very in depth, but you could just do like an early part of it if you only want a teeny bit on it. Well, anyway, manifestation wings is what we're healing right now. Just surround them in gold light, burn off all the junk. Okay, so that was a speed round healing, really 3 things. Good karma windows, and then all the meridians in the back of the head. And then manifestation wings. So that should give you enough, like, so you're checked in and you can kind of zoom forward on your path, given what we've already done in this healing, which is all the 4 essentials, plus giving you, refreshing your copies, or giving, you know, you brought in new copies if needed of your to-go copies in your first chakra of your life plan essence. We healed certain walled off parts of you, which you can do more on your own. It's very fun. We unblocked your spiritual path and cleaned it off, and then we just did the good karma window stuff, back of the head meridian stuff, and manifestation wings. So check out your whole space, unblock your grounding one more time. Oh, redo your gold buffer zones. Of course, I forgot to mention that. Gold buffer zones. I'll put a reference video below on gold buffer zones. They're cool. They help you slow the rate of aura damage if you recreate them enough. All right, so now you can just say, angels, can you please give me healing, help me to wrap up. All right, that was a healing. You're amazing. Woo, 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 woo. And like I said, there will be no Q&A now. This is just a healing live stream, just a healing. This healing lasted an hour and a half, just over an hour and a half. So if you have posted questions, you'll have to repost them under any video at any time if you wish, for me to post a reply when I get a chance. And you're amazing. It's good to see some new people, some people I haven't heard from in a while. Hello, hello. We get hellos from Holland. Hello, hello. So says thank you for the healings. Thank you from Terre Haute, Indiana in the US. Someone's mentioning how they're doing, asking for suggestions, but again, you're going to have to post that under a video if you wish. So thanks so much for the healing. Feel pretty good. Asking a question, again, you're going to have to post that under a video if you want a reply. Someone said they just subbed. Thank you. Glad to meet you. So it says, love your hoodie. The color is wonderful. Source hoodie fiend here. Yeah, if you ever like a hoodie of mine, you can post under a video. Like, it'd be better if you repost under the video and just say, you know, do you have the purchase link? Because most of my hoodies I get on Amazon, and I don't mind if you want to buy it, you know. If it's still available, you know, if the link still works, I'll post the link. Because it's easy to look up your purchases on Amazon, and, you know, I can just look up hoodie and find that one and send you the link if you want. I mean, I'll just reply under the video. So that would be kind of funny, you know, because then if someone else likes that hoodie, they could see if someone else already had the purchase link posted. But that's true too, like if you know, you want like a good link for honeybush tea or something, which is what I'm drinking right now. I'm actually drinking honeybush tea spiked with yerba mate, just a little bit of yerba mate, because I'm not supposed to have a lot of stimulants, like caffeine, stuff like that. So, but just a teeny bit, like less than a teaspoon of yerba mate in it. It's a little, nice little, I don't know, lightens it up even more. So, okay, this was cool, and I hope you have a good day or evening or morning, whatever is next for you. And like I said, there will be another healing in 2 days, on Tuesday, with the same theme, rest, relax, and enjoy. And if you're one of the 130 people that purchased this healing 2 months ago and I healed today, of course I will be sending you a survey sometime today, maybe tonight. And if you could please take a minute to fill that out tomorrow, Monday, then I will review what you said, and it will help me plan the Tuesday healing. And it's okay if you don't know why you feel the way you feel. That's not your job to analyze it. Just jot down how you feel on the survey. That's enough for me. Okay, because I'm a reader. I can look at what's going on. All right, you're amazing. Take care. And I will show my dogs for the last minute. Thankfully, they are very peaceful again. So through the assisted in part by medication. We tried to have our dogs not on medication of any sort, but didn't work. Didn't work, so our dogs are both on medication. Izzy is on medication for allergies because he gets seasonal allergies. And Abel is on medication for seizures because he gets seizures, and he's on medication for allergies. And that's why he wears the cone. But it helps him to be very mellow, which is good. Oh, and he's also actually on THC and CBD. So, like, you know, weed, a very specific amount of weed. Abel is, so he's a little stoned just a little bit. All right, because that helps with his anti-seizures, helps calm his mind. Okay, you're amazing. Take care, and I'll see you later.